Hi everyone. So welcome back in the lecture series of sampling distribution and inference. So today in this lecture we will see some theorems based on T distribution and some results and some examples from the past exams. And in next lecture your T distribution will be completed hopefully. So अभी तक जितना हमने पढ़ लिया like it be our random sampling, Chebyshev inequality, modes of convergence, order statistics and chi-square distribution, ये पूरा ना आपका important है. And कुछ बच्चों को लग रहा होगा कि where is application of chi-square distribution, applications of T distribution and applications of F distribution जो हम पढ़ेंगे वो मैं ये सैम्पलिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के जब लास्ट लेक्चर होगा ना एफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का तो उसके बाद में 2 लेक्चर्स एप्लीकेशंस पे ही बनाऊंगा क्योंकि उसमें आपको कुछ चीजें पढ़नी है जो रेलेवेंट नहीं है इनके साथ विच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ ए इंटरवल एस्टिमेशन और इंटरवल जहां पे हम पढ़ते हैं कॉन्फिडेंस इंटरवल, कॉन्फिडेंस कोफिशिएंट, लेवल ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस, दैट्स समथिंग इररिलेवेंट फ्रॉम दिस. तो पहले ये खत्म कर लेते हैं और जो एप्लीकेशन ऑफ टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, एफ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन और काई स्क्वायर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है दैट्स नॉट द पार्ट ऑफ आईआईटी जैम एग्जाम, दैट्स नॉट पार्ट द गेट एग्जाम, बट that is the part of CUET PG exam as well as ISS exam. Clear? So जो वो 2 lectures होंगे वो basically applications पे होंगे. So let's start from the theorem. The theorem says that if the random variable x1 and x2 are independent and follows chi-square distributed and are follows chi-square distribution simply with n degrees of freedom, then show that under root n x1 minus x2 upon under root x1 x2 is independent as students T distribution. So this is the question. Let me check the FMS. This question is from the FMS. कि ये question FMS से है. Let me check the question again. Yes, if the random variable x1 and x2 are independent, follows chi-square with n degrees of freedom, show that under root n x1 minus x2 divided by 2 under root x1 x2 is as students this distribution. Simply see, in general हम क्या देखते हैं, मैं भी यहाँ पे कंफ्यूज हुआ था क्योंकि इन जनरल न्यूमरेटर में क्या होना चाहिए नॉर्मल और डिनोमिनेटर में क्या होना चाहिए काई स्क्वायर, बट इन दिस क्वेश्चन दोनों x1 एंड x2 दोनों किसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं, दैट्स काई स्क्वायर विद n डिग्रीज ऑफ फ्रीडम, बट जो ये टर्म है दैट्स x1 minus x2 divided by 2 under root x1 divided by x1 in multiply x2 divided by root n, जो root n है ऊपर चला जाएगा वो बनेगा root n x1 minus x2 सिंपली. सो ये किसको फॉलो करेगा, ये फॉलो करेगा टी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को. this will follow simply t distribution. See how. Chi square मैंने आपको बताया था कि जैकोबियंस कैसे फाइंड आउट करते हैं एंड जैकोबियन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जैकोबियन से हम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैसे करते हैं. क्लियर. सो सी वैसा ही कुछ है ये. सी पहले हम लिखेंगे क्योंकि x1 और x2 किसको फॉलो कर रहे हैं, chi स्क्वायर को विचार. इंडिपेंडेंट जो x1 एंड x2 है they are my independent but chi square with n degrees of freedom. ठीक है ना. तो अगर मैं इंडिपेंडेंट है ना तो मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ f of x y is equal to f of x multiply f of y. क्या मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ. This is valid when x and y are independent. वो तो क्वेश्चन में ऑलरेडी गिवन है. So can I write this as f of x1 x2. This will be simply equal to f of x1 f of x2. Clear? So see, अगर मैं PDF लिखूंगा, let me write the PDF. This is 1 upon 2 raised power n gamma n by 2 whole square e raised power minus x1 plus x2 divided by 2 x1 n by 2 minus 1 x2 n by 2 minus 1 where आपको तो पता ही है the range of chi square is from 0 to infinity क्योंकि दोनों तो chi square है ना. So this is a joint density function of x1 and x2. Clear? Now देखो क्वेश्चन में क्या है हमारे पास. This term इसको मैं let करूंगा. See क्योंकि जैकोबियन फाइंड आउट करना है. So say let u is equal to under root n x1 minus x2 divided by 2 under root x1 x2. Clear? And v will be simply x1 plus x2. इसका अपोजिट x1 minus x2 का अपोजिट this. Now यहां से आप फाइंड आउट करो. Let's find out the x1. क्या होगा x1? x1 क्या होगा? v minus x2. v तो नहीं पता है, बट अगर हम यहां से x1 देखेंगे वो क्या होगा? वो होगा क्या? देखो यहां से हम x1 निकाल सकते हैं ना. तो अगर मैं x1 की वैल्यू लिखूंगा दैट इज v by 2 1 plus 1 upon under root 1 plus n by mu square. And if I write the value of x2, that will be, this is my u, that will be v by 2 1 minus 1 upon under root 1 plus n by mu square. So x1 और x2 मिल गए मेरे को. जब आप x1 और x2 की वैल्यू पुट करोगे यहाँ पे तो आपको v only v मिलेगा. I guess this is v क्योंकि जब आप x1 और x2 की वैल्यू यहाँ पे पुट करोगे तो ये मेरे को लगता है कि v मिलेगा. लगता है ये v ही मिलेगा. Yes, this is v, not u. This is v. This is v. तो क्या किया मैंने, अगर मैं x1 और x2 को ऐड करूंगा तो मेरे को v मिलेगा. So now finding the Jacobian. इसको तो साथ रखना है ना. Now finding the Jacobian, that's j mod of j हम लेते हैं. That is simply nothing but del x1 upon del u del x1 upon del v del x2 upon del u del x2 upon del v. Now see, del x1 upon del u विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू दिस करेंगे तो क्या आएगा जब आप इसको डिफरेंशिएशन करोगे, डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u, x1 अपॉन डेल u यहाँ तो है ही नहीं, डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u, x1 अपॉन डेल u तो x2 मिलेगा, डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू u करना है, तो u नहीं है, और यहाँ पे भी u नहीं है, क्योंकि डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u तो है ही नहीं, डेल x1 अपॉन डेल v तो आएगा, सो वो आएगा ये टर्म, ओनली दिस टर्म साथ में, ठीक है ना। सो डेल x2 अपॉन डेल u वो तो आएगा नहीं, डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u, डेल v विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू v तो x1 आएगा ना, x1 का 0 इसका 1, सो सिंपली ये आएगा मेरे पास v अपॉन 2 रूट n 1 प्लस v स्क्वायर अपॉन n रेज पावर 3/2, रेज पावर 3/2। हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम इन दोनों को डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं। डेल x2 अपॉन डेल u तो नहीं है, डेल x2 अपॉन डेल v तो यहां से आएगा और ये यहां से आएगा, इनके साथ आपको छेड़ना नहीं है। डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u, देखो x1 क्या है मेरे पास, ये है, इसको विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू डेल u करना है तो 0 आएगा इसमें, तो हाँ इसमें u है ना, ये है ना u, हाँ तो पहले इसको कुछ लेट कर लो, देन उसके बाद डिफरेंशिएट कर लो डेल x1 अपॉन डेल u, तो सिंपली आप याद रख सकते हो दिस इज इक्वल टू दिस, एंड डिफरेंशिएट अगर करना है तो वो थोड़ा सा लंबा जाएगा। सो सी नाउ न्यू पीडीएफ क्या होता है हमारे पास, f of new is equal to f of old multiply Jacobian. What's f of new? Let's suppose this is u comma v. So this is f of x1 comma x2 into Jacobian. So this is nothing but x1 और x2 की जगह आपको जो वैल्यू मैंने बताई है वो पुट करनी है, ठीक है ना। तो मेरे पास पीडीएफ क्या है, 1/2n n/2 square e to the power minus x1 plus x2 divided by 2 x1 n/2 minus 1 x2 n/2 minus 1, तो ये है ना मेरे पास। तो x1 और x2 की वैल्यू यहाँ पे अगर हम पुट करेंगे 1/2n गामा n/2, ये तो कांस्टेंट है, e to the power minus what's x1, that's v by 2 1 plus 1 upon under root 1 plus n by mu square plus what's my x2, that's v by 2 1 minus 1 upon under root 1 minus n by mu square divided by 2 into what's x1, that's v by 2 1 plus 1 upon under root 1 plus n by mu square n by 2 minus 1 multiply v by 2 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus n by mu square n by 2 minus 1, ठीक है। now जब आप इसको सॉल्व करोगे then you will get simply 1/2 2n minus 1 gamma n by 2 under root n multiply e raised power minus u by 2 e raised power minus u by 2 v n minus 1 divided by 1 plus u square upon n plus 1 divided by 2, and the range will be of the range of u will be minus infinity to infinity, and the range of v will be 0 to infinity. Now from integral using Legendre's duplication rule form, that is simply gamma n will be equal to 2n minus 1 gamma n by 2 gamma n plus 1 by 2 divided by under root pi. And this is the Legendre's duplicate form. Basically, we will use the result only. So we don't need to prove this, how this is equal to this. That's the part of integral calculus. Gamma n by 2, that will be equal to gamma n under root pi upon 2n minus 1 gamma n plus 1 divided by 2. Now using the results in this equation, so what we will get, we will simply get that's 2n minus 1 gamma n by 2 gamma n by 2 under root n. This will be equal to, see, what is this? This is simply this. This is simply this. This is simply this. So we are finding the value of this, that is equal to, that will be equal to 2n minus 1, that's gamma n by 2 gamma n by 2 gamma n, that will be equal to gamma n under root pi gamma n by 2 gamma n by 2 under root pi divided by 2n minus 1 gamma n plus 1 divided by 2. So this will be nothing but 2n, this is gamma n beta 1 by 2 gamma n by 2. So now this is the value of this. Now put this value in the main equation. So that it will be, the main equation is our g of u comma v or f of u comma v, which is equal to 1 upon 2n gamma n e to the power minus v by 2 v n minus 1 and 1 upon gamma n beta 1 by 2 comma n by 2 1 divided by 1 plus v square u square upon n plus 1 divided by 2. So the range of v will be from 0 to infinity and the range of u will also from 0 to infinity. The range of v will be from minus infinity to infinity and the range of this will be from 0 to infinity. Clear? So see, this is my g of u comma v, which is equal to f of u comma v is equal to, the joint density function is equal to the product of marginals, that is f of 1 u, f of 2 v. So these are independent also. So from this f1u is equal to 1 upon 2n gamma n e to the power minus v by 2 v n minus 1 from 0 to infinity. See, this is the PDF of gamma distribution. What's my, wait a minute, yeah, what's my x1 minus x2? What is my x1 minus x2? That is v, x1 minus x2. So x1 minus x2, the distribution of v will follow gamma distribution. That's simply x1 minus x2. If you are asked to find the distribution of x1 minus x2 when you are given with 2 chi-square, that will follow gamma alpha is equal to 1 by 2 and n from this. So we conclude that v is equal to x1 minus x2 will follow gamma alpha is equal to 1 by 2 comma n. So this is the density function of this, but we need a density function of f of f2u, that is nothing but 1 upon gamma n beta 1 by 2 n by 2 1 upon 1 plus u square upon n plus 1 divided by 2 from this to this. So this is the PDF of T distribution. So u is equal to, that's under root n x1 minus x2 upon 2 under root x1 x2 will follow nothing but T with n degrees of freedom. So hence proved. Hence proved. Hence proved. Now do one thing, please watch again this lecture at 2x speed. Once जब आपने नोट्स बना लिए तो उसके बाद फिर से देख लेना, ये वीडियो फिर से देख लेना, एंड if somebody has FMS, that fundamental of mathematical statistics, वो भी रेफर कर सकता है. Now limiting form of T distribution. As I said earlier that when we increase the number of degrees, the T distribution will reduce to normal distribution. So as n tending to infinity, the PDF of T distribution reduces to standard normal distribution. I hope this is clear to you. Now that means that, or that is, the f of t, that's 1 upon gamma n beta 1 by 2 n by 2 1 plus t square upon n minus n plus 1 divided by 2 will reduce to 1 by under root 2 pi e raised power minus t square upon 2. T square upon 2. So now let's find the limiting form of this distribution, that is limit n tending to infinity. Let's find the limit of this first. That will be nothing but 1 upon gamma n, limit n tending to infinity, gamma n beta 1 by 2 n by 2. As you know, what's beta a comma b, that's gamma a gamma b upon a plus b. So let's find this limit n tending to infinity, 1 upon gamma n plus 1 divided by 2 gamma 1 by 2 gamma n by 2. So what's gamma 1 by 2? That's under root pi. So limit n tending to infinity, this will be nothing but 1 upon under root 2 pi. Simply, as this is 1 by root 2 and n by 2 plus 1 by 2, n by 2 will be cancelled out with this, then we will only get 1 upon root 2 pi. 1 upon root 2 pi, and simply you can use the result here. The result is that gamma n plus k upon gamma n is equal to nk as n tending to infinity. So the value of this reduces to 1 upon root 2 pi. Now limit n tending to infinity, f of t is equal to limit n tending to infinity 1 upon gamma n beta 1 by 2 n by 2 into limit n tending to infinity 1 plus t square upon n minus n by 2 limit n tending to infinity 1 plus t by n minus 1 by 2. Now finding the limit of this, so we will get what's this? This is 1 upon under root 2 pi simply. Now if we operate the limit, this will become the form of 1 raised power infinity, and this is 1. As n tends to infinity, this becomes 1. 1 raised power anything is 1. So this is my 1. So this becomes 1 raised power infinity, as we have the power n. On this term we have the power n. So n raised power n tend to infinity. This tends to 1 raised power infinity. So how to solve 1 raised power infinity? Let's comment on this. This is simply e raised power f of x minus 1 into g of x. What's f of x? F of x is this function. What's g of x? G of x is this function. So let's find the limit of this. This is e raised power. What's f of x? This is 1 plus t square upon n minus 1. What's g of x? G of x is my minus n by 2. Minus n by 2. So see, this one and this one cancel out, this n and this n cancel out, so we will be left with minus t square upon 2. So this is minus t square upon 2. So this is the PDF of standard normal with mu is equal to 0 and variance is equal to 1. So t distribution reduces to normal distribution with mean is equal to 0, variance is equal to 1. Clear? Now, graph of t distribution. Graph of t distribution. See, what's the graph of t distribution? That's simply what we have. We have f of x is equal to some constant into 1 plus t square upon n minus n plus 1 by 2, or you can write this as v square upon this. Then v is from minus infinity to infinity, or t square upon n, or x square upon n, whatever you like. So as t distribution is symmetric, so f of minus t is equal to f of t. This is symmetric about line t is equal to 0. As see, when n tends to infinity, this becomes normal. So normal is symmetric, so t is symmetric. Clear? When normal is symmetric, so t is symmetric. What will be the graph of this t distribution? See, for different degrees of freedom, let me write the graph here. Let me write the graph here. See, this is my line. T is equal to 0. This is my f of t. Clear? So see, this is minus 2. This is 2. Simply, this is minus 2. This is 2. So this is my normal. When n tends to infinity, this is my normal curve. This is my normal curve. So with reference to this normal curve, let's draw the graph for different degrees of freedom. So see, when n is equal to 3, 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 see, when n is equal to 3, the graph will start like this. The graph will start like this. This is for n is equal to 3. When n is equal to 7, when n is equal to 7, the graph will be like this. When n is equal to 7, the graph is like this. Sorry. This is my normal curve. See, when n is equal to 3, the graph of this t distribution will be like this. Will be like this. Will be like this. Will be like this. And when n is equal to 7, the graph of t will be like something like this. But this is graph. When n is equal to 7, the graph is like I think I did a mistake here again. Yeah. See, again, see. This is normal curve, right? This is normal curve. When n is equal to 7, the graph will be like this. This is for n is equal to 7. When n is equal to 3, the graph will be like this. The graph will be like this. This is for n is equal to 3. So you can use the FMS for this, but हाँ, जब n टेंड करेगा इंफिनिटी तो ये टेंड करेगा स्टैंडर्ड नॉर्मल को, मतलब ग्राफ जो होगा वो बेल शेपेड होगा नॉर्मल कर्व का, ठीक है, वो बेल शेपेड होगा नॉर्मल कर्व का. नाउ सी, अब जो मैं कराने जा रहा हूं दैट विल बी द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. दैट इज नथिंग बट सम क्वेश्चंस. Question is दो क्वेश्चन करा के छोड़ देता हूं मैं. So the question is, let x1 up to x4 be a random sample of size 4 from standard normal distribution if the statistic W is given by, that's W is equal to x1 minus x2 plus x3 divided by under root x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square. Find expectation of W. So if this question will come in your exam, then simply you can write the answer that the expectation of W will be 0, as this will follow T. This will follow T, as you know. So when x1, x2 from the standard normal distribution, this is standard normal, this is chi-square. So the ratio of standard normal to chi-square, W is equal to standard normal divided by chi-square, under root of chi-square. This will follow T with n degrees of freedom. So expectation of W will be T. As you know, expectation of T is 0. Simply. But we will solve step by step. So say x1 minus x2 plus x3 will follow normal 0, 1. How? Find the expectation of x1 minus x2 plus x3. That will be nothing, that 0 plus 0, that is 0. So variance of x1 plus variance of x2 plus variance of x3, and the covariance term will be 0. So this will be nothing but 3. This is under root 3 will be follow this. So variance of x1, x2, x3 will be 3. So standard deviation of this will be 3. How this is equal to 3? As you know, the property from the variance, that's variance of x1 minus x2 will be nothing but variance of x1 plus variance of x2 minus 2ab covariance of x1 comma x2. So this will be nothing but the covariance will be 0 as we have given the random sample. We are given with the random sample, so covariance will be 0 as they are independent. So this will be equal to variance of x1 plus variance of x2 simply. And when x follow normal 0 comma 1, x square will follow chi square 1 as simply x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square will follow chi square 4. Now w is equal to x1 minus x2 plus x4 divided by under root x3 divided by under root 3 divided by under root 3, and here it will be x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square divided by, with degrees of freedom, that's 4. Now we have w is equal to x1 minus x2 plus x3 divided by x1 square plus x2 square plus x3 square plus x4 square. Now we get the distribution like this. So we need to balance this equation by multiplying root 3 and multiply by 2. We have the distribution, we need to find the distribution of this, but we got the distribution like this. So this becomes this when we multiply by 3 and divide by 2. So this will be equal to w, this w will be equal to, simply this w will be equal to 2 by root 3 w, which follow t4, Now expectation of this will be equal to 0 as expectation of this will be 0, the whole will be 0. फिर से समझो देखो, मेरे पास डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ये था क्वेश्चन में मेरे पास डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कुछ ऐसे था, बट जब मैंने इसको सॉल्व किया I got distribution like this. To balance this equation, to balance this distribution, I need to multiply this by root 3 and multiply this by 2 as to balance this equation. क्योंकि मेरे पास ये है ना, देखो अगर मैं यहाँ पे ये करूंगा और यहाँ पे मल्टीप्लाई 2 करूंगा, ये और ये कैंसिल आउट, ये और ये कैंसिल आउट, सो मेरे को तो यही मिला ना. तो मैंने क्या किया, जस्ट बैलेंस किया मैंने, ठीक है ना, जस्ट बैलेंस किया मैंने. यहाँ पे भी लिख सकते हो दिस इज इक्वल टू दिस. सो जो ही मैंने इसको बैलेंस किया तो मेरे पास तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कुछ ऐसे आया 2 by 3w. अब इसका जब मैं मल्टीप्लाई 2 by 3w करूंगा, 2 by root 3w करूंगा, तो मेरे को ये w मिलेगा. सिंपल सी बात है, मेरे को ये w मिलेगा क्योंकि ये रूट जो है ना ये ऊपर चला जाएगा, ये 3 तो अपनी जगह है, ये रूट ऊपर चला जाएगा. क्लियर? सो नाउ एज यू नो एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ w फॉलोज t, सो दैट इज 0, तो ये पूरा 0 बनेगा. क्लियर? पूरा 0 बनेगा. Clear? So in next lecture we will see some most important theorems from your GATE IIT JAM exam point of view. और आपके सेमेस्टर एग्जाम में भी वो प्रूव करने के लिए पूछा जाता है. So ठीक है, be happy and be focused.